In this video, I'll look at an example of analytical geometry from start to finish and what to do. And so we'll look at all the aspects that are covered in the questions. So we've got the diagram of PQRS, where PQ is parallel to SR. And so that means that they've got the same gradient. And we've got an x-intercept at B. So let's dive into the question. So calculate the length of PQ, and so that's a straightforward distance formula. So the distance of PQ will just be, in brackets to be safe, 13 minus 5, the change in y, plus the change in x. So it's 5 minus 1. You can do the y first or the x, it doesn't matter because they're just being plussed. And that ends up giving you an answer of square root 100, which means that PQ is just 10. Calculate the gradient of PQ. The gradient of PQ, again, that would be a fairly straightforward, just subbing it in carefully. It's the change in y. So it's these numbers I had up here. It's the change in y over the change in x. And whenever there's a negative, I like to keep it in brackets. And that gives you your answer of 8 over 6, which is 4 over 3. Calculate the equation of RS in the form of this. Don't be freaked out by the way that they've written the form. We'll just get the equation like we normally do, and then we can always rearrange it back into this. And so what do we know about RS? The main thing that's standing out is that they're parallel, so it's got the same gradient. And so if they've got the same gradient, then the gradient of RS will also be 4 over 3x plus c. You'd have to just tell them that you've shown that PQ is parallel to RS, therefore it's got the same gradient. And what do I do in any graph when I'm missing a letter? I just sub in a point. And so I'll look for a point, and the only point I've got on RS is 7.5 and 8. And so 8 equals 4 over 3 times 7.5 plus c, and that gives us a c value when we take everything across of minus 2. And so the full equation is y equals 4 over 3x minus 2, and then that is correct for RS, but they specifically are wanting it written like this. And so all that they've done is they've taken it all to one side. So you can simply take it all to one side, or you can times everything by 3 and take it all to one side. And so I'm going to do that, and I end up with an answer of minus 4x plus 3y plus 6 equals 0. Determine the x-coordinate of B. That is just the x-intercept. And so to get an x-intercept, I'm just going to let y be 0. And you can do it from this rearranged equation or from the original. I'm just going to do it from the original. To get an x-intercept, I just let y equals 0. I'm going to leave the x here because it's positive, so I'm going to take the 2 across. And then I divide both sides by 4 over 3, and I get an x-intercept value of 1.5, or 3 over 2. Calculate the value of ORB. ORB, so this angle here. And what's standing out for me is that if I could just get A, I can do vertically opposite, and I'm into the triangle where the angle is happening. And so to get an angle, I'm just going to go tan theta equals m. Do I know the gradient of this line? Yeah, that was the 4 over 3. And so to get an angle in trig, I press shift. And when I shift theta, I get shift tan 4 over 3. I get an answer of 53,13. And that is basically A, this angle here. I'm going to say in brackets vertically opposite to get OBR. And so now I've got 53.13 there. If I zoom into that triangle, I've got a 90 degree at the origin. I've got the 53.13 there. And so if I want to get the angle that they're asking for, ORB, it's just going to be 180 minus 90 minus 53.13, and that will give us our answer of 36.87. And the last question, prove that QBSP is a parallelogram. So QBSP is a parallelogram. We already know that the opposite sides here are parallel. We already know the size of this length PQ is 10. So the best thing to hope and pray for is that we can get the length of this to be 10. And so that's where we're going to spend our energy in its simplest form. And so I'm going to work out the distance of SB. And the distance of SB would be the change in X. So 7.5 minus B would be 0. Sorry, it will be minus 2 squared plus the change in Y, which is 8 minus 0 squared. That then gives me an answer of 6 squared plus 8 squared. Just one quick little change. Third time lucky. The x-intercept is 1.5 that we worked out here. That gives us an answer of square root of 100, which is 10. And so we've got that the lengths are the same, so the opposite sides are parallel and equal. Therefore, QBSP is a parallelogram. I hope that you found this video useful. If you did, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and share this with your friends. Thanks.